Sometimes in life, you genuinely have to release something because it's not good for you. If something's bad for you, it's bad for you. There's no in between of, oh, but it's still something that can be something I can brag about. No. I'm back with another rant. Also, I was not going to make a video today. Sometimes the video ideas just pop to my mind, and then I'm like, yeah, brain. I just lose against my brain basically because I'm like, I don't want to do it. And then my brain's like, go on. So, yeah, letting go is not always what you think it means. Let me first talk about the common misunderstandings that people get. First of all, they associate letting go with giving up. That's incorrect. Another misunderstanding people get about letting go is they think that it's just, okay, I'm just going to be free. I'm just going to, let everything go, move on, be a new person. It's common. But letting go takes love, like everything else in this world. Sometimes life just makes us think we want something, but really, it's not good for us. And it's something that we don't actually need as much as we think. A lot of the times we realize it's the opposite of what we need. Why should we let go? If there's something we love so much, why are we going to let it go? Shouldn't we hold on to it? Like dear life or something? But when you're so attached to something, it's tough. You have to realize that if you keep holding on to something, especially if it's bad for you, it's not good. And even things that are good, if you keep holding on to them, as in, oh, okay, you're obsessed with it, is bad. Like with people, like with anything. If you're too attached to someone will get an ick. Someone will be like, nope, I'm uncomfortable, too clingy, blah, blah, blah. If you're too hyperfixated on doing something for the gain, you're going to forget what it's like as a passion. What do we do if something's not for us? So let's say there's a job you wanted, a passion you really wanted, and you realize it wasn't for you, so you have to let go. That doesn't mean it's never meant for you. It just means that maybe it's not the right time, and other times something better is coming for you. And I know people can be frustrated with hearing things like this, but one of my examples that I can give is drawing. So anyone who's been following me for a while, or if you see my videos often enough, you would know I used to do animated story times. Now let me tell you, that was my biggest dream once upon a time. You think I wanted to just randomly go on YouTube and make commentary videos? No. Initially, I was doing animated story times because that's what I wanted to do. And it feels a little more grounded because I don't know anyone who just wakes up and like, I want to do commentary videos. That's rare as hell. Not obviously dogging anyone who does like it. I would be doing that to myself if that was the case. But yeah, I just think that it was something that I definitely put on some kind of pedestal. So I don't want to talk too much about me because I want to benefit you guys as well. But I'm only using this example because I feel like it grasps what I'm trying to say. I thought animated story times was the way to go for me. So what I did was make videos. They took me days, even the intro video. Days. Yep. Drawing and drawing and drawing. It was chaotic. I was thinking, mate, there is no freaking way that I can ever do this. Sorry, it feels weird because I'm just doing different things over and over again. But yeah, people supported me, felt wonderful. But imagine this, you spend hours and hours or days on just a single video, okay? And then all of a sudden, there is a burst of people making intro videos. Imagine how I feel when I see nothing happen for my own videos and I saw other people explode. So, first of all, I want to explain one thing. It hurts, and I was like not interested. I had to physically press that button because it felt like a trigger to my system. But people still work hard. Those people still deserve the success because they put in work. Even if some of them looked simpler, some of them looked more complex. You don't know how much time someone put into a video. And that's why our 100% is never universal. Your 100% could be someone's 50%. That doesn't mean that you're better than them. It just means that people have different percentages. Sometimes you're more tired than others. Sometimes you do more work than others. But it's not something to compare yourself for. And what the hell is average? No, I got average. Okay, whatever. I didn't even mean to find her. I was just roaming around. Come on, unicorn. Let's ride away in shame. I gave up animation. And I'm gonna be honest. It was because I didn't get that much attention. Sorry. But it's also because it was draining. So I love to draw, but I attach the wrong meaning to it. And it doesn't feel the same as when I make commentary videos. Once again, I have no idea what my future is. I'm kind of hoping for the best. But with animated story times, I was talking to the world about, okay, how I did this, how I forgot to put flour in my Swiss roll. And there was a time where I forgot to add flour. Like, that was fun. It was all good fun. I kind of miss doing all those drawings, but it wasn't meant for me. And if it was, I would have done it. So you have to let go. Either life sometimes teaches you the hard way, no matter what you do. And I just kind of stuck to a mentality which helps me stay grounded. And that is, what's meant for you will find you. What's not meant for you will never reach you, no matter what you do. Which means you can shoot for the moon, but if it's never destined to be touched or obtained by people, it's going to be impossible. You can launch a rocket, maybe something's going to happen to the rocket on the way. Or maybe if you were bound to touch a star, then you will touch the star regardless. You know what I'm saying? I know these sound like otherworldly objectives, but that's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes we just don't know when to really quit. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. If I didn't quit animated story times, I wouldn't have tried commentaries realistically because they're two different niches. And at least with my art style development, I have a character that's talking on the side alongside me. And I wouldn't have developed that art style if I didn't continue drawing, because storytime animations require hundreds of drawings. For a single video I did that was about 3 or 4 minutes, I guarantee you, I literally had to do so many. Sometimes I reuse my drawings because it's just easier and hello, I'm lazy. But that's the thing. Even if I liked my art style, even if I encourage commissions, it still doesn't give me a cure for art block. It doesn't do that. It instead just makes me think, you know what? I do like my style. I do like this, but this is a hobby. This is not something that I can force myself to do. So letting that go was painful for me. So I remember one time on my community post, I was just asking you guys, oh, I'm going to do gaming stuff. Will you guys mind if I change? Because it was so impactful. I didn't show how I felt then because I was thinking, whoa, that's a huge change. But that's the thing. And I feel like doing commentaries is more freeing because I'm speaking and not really drawing. But at the same time, there's nothing that I need to impress someone about. I'm speaking my views and people resonate. With animated story times, people like to see something that's a little bit exaggerated. That's what story times entice people to do. So don't get me wrong, animated story times definitely have elements of realism in them because you're meant to relate. But do you ever notice some stories are told in a slightly exaggerated manner? That's because they are. And it depends on the storyteller themselves. And I realized I sucked at storytelling as well as the other stuff. But yeah, sometimes I do wish I could go back to drawing, but I can't force it. I tried drawing the other day. I liked how my style looked, but I just felt no joy drawing. I didn't want to continue. Because even if something seems ideal, even if something seems so aligned, think about it. I liked my art style. I'm actually saying I liked my style when once upon a time I didn't. And I still can't get back to it because it's not meant for me. And if it is, maybe it's meant for the future or something. I don't know. Because art block is weird. It can disrupt my drawing for 6 months. 6 freaking months, and then I can just draw for months straight. It's weird. I always come back to drawing, which is great, but it's like a toxic relationship. And yeah. But even when I take commissions, for example, I'm still open to doing them. It doesn't cure my art block. Like, of course, it gets me drawing, awesome, but I don't just rush into it just because someone has paid me to draw for them. So pardon me if that was a little bit detailed, but I just wanted to say that this is what life teaches us. Sometimes we don't want to let go, and that's the point, okay? That's why life makes us let go. So if you notice that you do something regardless, trying to make it work, and then you eventually realize, okay, I give up, I'm frustrated. That's life telling you it's not meant for you. And when life tells you, that's when you have that realization. And I've had that so many times with people. If someone's not meant for you, no matter how many times you try to grasp their attention, how many times you reminisce, eventually it's going to hit you and you're like, oh, they really don't care. It's not because you're dumb. It's just because things are meant to be that way. And that's exactly what we have to learn. People don't talk about letting go as being something which is painful. It is. You can't just say goodbye to something that you've had for years. You think I was happy when leaving drawing behind? No, I still see intro videos to this day. And I'm happy for those people. But once upon a time, that was me, okay? I wasn't trying to chase an empty trend, but I was trying a bit extra hard to get noticed. But with commentaries, I speak my mind and I just hope it benefits people. And I realized those are two completely different responses, because one of them was seeking validation of some sort. This one, I'm just doing what makes me happy, what makes other people feel heard. And that to me feels more beneficial because I can be myself sincerely, but the intentions have changed. So with animated story times, I've wanted to talk about people in need many times. And I've used my platform to speak about Palestine, to speak about people who are suffering. I try as often as I can. And with commentaries, I can still say the same thing. So that hasn't changed. That was still a genuine aspect of it. But I realized that in order to grow as a person, I needed to change things. Sorry, that was necessary. I would have tried hoping for something to work, drawing and blah, blah, blah. But that's the thing. I didn't know I would get into commentary videos. It's something I had to discover. That's why I'm saying it's something that it will reach you no matter what. Like, if animated story times isn't for me, this could be for me. Even if it's not for me, something else will just snap. But I don't think anything is ever a waste of time. Because when I do think about animated story times, I do think, okay, those are so many drawings and I don't do them anymore. What's the point? But if I think about my art style on the side of the screen, right? I wouldn't have developed that art style. So I did my rebrand for this channel around April 2025. So last year. And that's when I started to talk about all of my experiences using my art. And I describe it as a rebrand because this channel is really all over the place. But last year was when I got proper organization. And my style was not brilliant at all. But it improved because I kept drawing and drawing and drawing. So at least if I have a character on the side of my screen, she doesn't look that bad. If anything, she's cute. So, and even if people say it's just a side character, this is my brand. This is how people know me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think anything is a waste of time. And I know it seems like you can't see it during the present moment, because imagine you do all of this only for getting scraps, what seems like. There's always a good reason behind it. And I just think that that's what we need. How would you know what a good person is if you've never met a bad person? How would you learn to appreciate how good the light is if you've never been in the dark? Because if you're always exposed to the light, it's a light, it's whatever. But if you've been in the dark, that's when you start to realize, I appreciate the light. Because you can actually see how much you need it. When you're always exposed to it, you're not going to understand because you're always there. It's second nature. But the most important thing that people need to understand is you're not letting it go forever. You're entrusting either God or just life itself to just give you a path that will make you happy. And that's how you have to see it. That surrender is one of the hardest things to do. So one of my other honest confessions to make is that I've lived in survival mode for a long time. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what survival mode means in this scenario, it means that you've always been someone who wanted to get something done at a particular time because it's like you are trying to survive. So if you're in survival mode, it's hard to trust other people. You can only trust yourself. You can only take initiative. You can only decide, you know what, I have to do this. It's hard to surrender because your mind is fixated on, I need to live now. I need to make sure I'm okay now. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't always have to be active. You don't always have to necessarily say or pant or whatever. Survival mode can just be through your actions. So I'm very independent, for example. I believe in God, and He's the only one I trust as much as myself. If not more, way more. But that's the thing. So it's hard to let things go. But I have to surrender at times. As long as I take action and surrender, everything's going to be fine. Because a problem that people often make with surrendering is they don't do action, which is delusion. If you just pray up to the sky or to God or whoever, right? If you just tell yourself wishfully, I'm going to make this happen, this is going to happen, and you don't take action towards it, that's delusion. That's not letting go. That's called letting your brain go, and you don't want that. So what you have to do instead is you have to be like, okay, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to focus on trying to be the best version of me, but I have to keep going. As a kid, I wanted to be a doctor. Would you believe me if I said that right now? It's crazy, right? Because as a kid, I was hyper fixated. I was like, I actually did kind of want to be a doctor. It wasn't like a long-term dream, but it was really something. I had so many dreams. Part of me I had crazy changes in my dreams, but one of the ones that stuck with me was writing at one point. I wanted to be a writer. So, yes, author, but I don't know why. I like the term writer more. It just feels so elegant to me, but yeah. And even that wasn't meant for me. But even so, I still feel like I could philosophize those words into speaking. So I incorporate that when I make videos. I speak as best as I can, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a writer's intuition with how I speak and stuff. Because some people tell me I'm wise. I think that's the last word I'll describe myself. But I don't know. I feel like everything plays a part, okay? And I apologize if I've been speaking about myself a tad bit. I just like to add examples where I can. And yeah, we just have to let things go that don't serve us. It's painful, honestly, but think about it. It's like what I said before in another video. You have to endure some temporary pain in order to avoid a bigger pain in the future. That's the thing. And if you trust that you have reached something that you wanted in your life to begin with, you can get it again. It's already unbelievable enough for me to have more than one hobby or passion. So for me to have another one is something that's not impossible. Because I would just think I was kind of boring and drawing and gaming, but turns out I've got more. Never thought I'd ever want to write. So it's fine if it's not your dream. You can always add it as a skill. Skills are always necessary, and people underestimate this. So that's exactly why this video is a sign for you to let go. Whatever has been bothering you, whatever's been bugging you, whatever it is, guys. If something's not meant for you, it won't reach you no matter what you try. I learned this the hard way. I made so many animated story times. I optimized my titles, my descriptions. I changed thumbnails consistently. I don't know if some people noticed. I think some people did. I looked at the biggest trends, but it wasn't meant for me. Honestly, it just wasn't. But that doesn't mean that I'm a failure or whatever. It means something else will open for me. You know what I'm saying? And just because people have something, it doesn't equate to being happy. So yeah, everyone has something going on. But yeah, I just decided to make this video because my mind was getting fixated on the wrong things again. And it sucks, you know. when you really want to get some kind of direction into your life, but you just have so much on your mind that you want to let go of. I want to surrender everything and leave it to Allah, my God. And at the same time, I'm still taking the action needed. Because if I don't move, that's it. Oh yeah, as usual, comment down your experiences as well. I would love to hear them, and I'm sure anyone who watches can also relate and be inspired by you. I love when you guys help one another out. It's so sweet, honestly. It's like a little community, like a little family that's sharing everything that they're going through. But the good thing is, life being unknown, excuse me, unicorn, life being unknown is not always something bad. There can be so many good things out there. And that's the beauty about it being unknown. So yeah, I just think that that's something I would appreciate. What do you mean too confined? Actually, it kind of was. Whoopsies. So yeah, I'm not telling you to just downright say bye-bye to whatever has been bugging you or whatever has been close to you and you know it's not good for you. I'm just saying that you need to reevaluate if it's something you need. Takes time, of course, let yourself be, but give yourself a conscious reminder. Even affirm, even say it outwardly. You know what? Something has to change. Trust me, that's enough. When you at least acknowledge that subconsciously, you'll notice it consciously as well. I hope this helps and hope you guys can let go of whatever has been bothering you. Don't worry, whatever is meant for you will find you. And sometimes it's so much better than what you have hoped for. Making commentaries like this was not something that would have been possible if I, kept making storytime animations, because those take me hours. That would have taken up all of my time anyway. But to be able to speak to you guys, hear your opinions, and, just get to hear about how other people deal with things, feeling appreciated, etc., it's such a wonderful feeling. As usual, if you enjoyed my video, I hope you support my Ko-fi page. This helps a small YouTuber like me grow. And I guess I will see you guys in another video. Also, I am open to suggestions. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I do need to upload more on my gaming channel, which I only have one video right now. But I'm still looking. I spent pretty much all day today looking for a game, but I can't really resonate with anything. But with suggestions, I'm talking about topic ideas you guys want me to talk more about. One thing I do want to say is I don't talk about relationships. So anything romantic, intimate stuff like that, it goes against my religious values. So I can't give you advice about relationships. But if you guys have any suggestions of videos and stuff, you want to hear my thoughts, my opinions, my blunt take, my whatever take on a topic that you like, feel free to hit me up. See ya!